You are now listening to Inside the Nation Radio, brought to you by us, bringing you everything from current events to what's really happening in your bedroom. Turn up the volume.
Turn me up.
And let's discuss.
All right. Inside the Nation back. We back with you again. It's, of course, me, Abaya Adenaya, the host. But guess what? I got 4 more hosts with me. We doing this thing really good tonight. We got Daraj, we got Tierra, we got Tasha, and we got Rick, and we got a lot of topics. Well, we got a few topics we're going to bring y'all tonight. Hey, panel, hosts, how y'all doing tonight?
Hey, we're doing all right, man. Weekend's here, so I'm hyped.
Yes.
That's what it is. It is the weekend. Speaking of that, yeah, it's a lot of hypeness going around. And again, y'all know how we like to do it. We like to dive right in because we're trying to bring you the information, about what's going on. We have to stay up to date with everything that's going on. And that's something that a lot of times we just don't do. But that's what we need to start doing. So, Kyrie Irving, it has been a rumor that he apologized. Then he didn't apologize. Now, all of a sudden, I think he did apologize over Twitter or something like that. The stories are going back and forth. I was actually on Facebook, and I'm telling a guy on Facebook, because I'm like, listen, he didn't apologize. He was like, but I got the article. But I'm like, no, it's fake. It's not a real article. He's like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm saying, he actually said, you sure Israel? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. But then there was an article. See, the article he was referring to was like from a couple days ago. But now there actually was an article, I think last night or, late yesterday or something like that, where he wasn't actually talking about the accurate, quote unquote, sort of kind of apology. He was talking about the rumor. But now there is an actual apology, quote unquote, sort of kind of out there. Y'all, anybody
clickbait? Is that what he's talking about? He's on that clickbait?
Well, yeah, I think it was clickbait that he was initially referring to. But now it kind of seems like he's right, although it was clickbait.
Yeah, as of 15 hours ago, actually, he posted a nice 2 paragraphs long apology.
2 paragraphs?
Oh,
on Instagram. Yep.
He folded like a lawn chair. Yeah, he went into grave detail. Basically apologizing, to the Jewish families and the communities for the hurt and the pain that he has caused them. All that.
Well, you know what has to happen is, okay, we really want to stick with, hey, listen, I'm not saying you not Jewish. We believe you're Jewish. I believe you're Jewish, Right. Only thing he's saying is we are also Semitic. I mean, if we want to really get into the, the nitty gritty, the Jews were only technically one tribe. But if you're counting who lived in the Southern Kingdom, who was referred to as Jews, like 3 tribes. But there's like 9 other tribes. So if I say I'm also Semitic, because everybody kind of relates Semitic now to Jews or Jewish. If I say I'm also Semitic, I'm not saying that you're not. I'm just saying that I am. So I get what he's saying. If you say, listen, man, I'm not really coming at you, but I'm just saying what I'm standing on. We have a clip of that as well, what ESPN played. I'm going to play that here a little shortly. And also got another clip. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. We're going to check out Inside the NBA. We got Shaquille O'Neal, we got Charles Barkley, and that whole situation. We'll address that later. But you said it was a apology on Twitter. I'll be honest with you, I haven't read
Instagram.
It was on Instagram.
Oh, on Instagram.
Yeah, it was on Instagram.
And the apology was very. I like the way that he worded it, for lack of better words, because he didn't back down from what he believes. He kind of dealt with the points he said in the movie that can come off as anti-Semitic. If people were hurt by him posting that video, matter of fact, I'll read a portion of it.
Okay.
It says, I want to clarify any confusion on where I stand fighting against anti-Semitism by apologizing for posting the documentary without context and a factual explanation outlining the specific beliefs in the documentary I agreed and disagreed with. I had no intention to disrespect any Jewish culture, Jewish cultural history regarding the Holocaust, or perpetuate any hate. It goes on to say a little bit more, but he was saying, I apologize for not clarifying that in this movie there are things, and he said this in his interview, there are things in this movie that I do agree with, and there are things that I don't exactly agree with.
I saw that.
And he just said in there, he said, I apologize for not clarifying which parts of the movie I agree with and which parts I don't. So he didn't completely fold and say, well, I apologize, I was wrong, like a lot of people did. He said, I apologize that I hurt you guys' feelings.
Well, with that being said, Tierra, we need an apology for you just said you folded like a lawn chair. Hey, this the era of apologies.
He worded that very. I appreciate it because he didn't back down from what he believed, but he said, if you guys felt offended, I apologize that you felt offended.
But that's been his thing from the beginning, though. He has not apologized for his view. And there's something wrong with that, because you think if I make a recommendation on my feed about some particular movie I saw on Netflix, that does not mean I agree with everything that movie showed.
Exactly.
Right. That is true.
That's actually what I was going to say. I was going to jump in and say that, like, if I watch the movie Taken and I'm like, yeah, Taken was a great movie, and I posted on my social media, watch this movie, that does not mean I got to stop and be like, let me clarify, I disagree with kidnapping. I don't have to do that. Like, what kind of mess is that? Like, you know what? I agree with sex trafficking because I shared the movie. Man, get the hell out of here with that nonsense.
Thank you.
Right. Excellent point.
But I'm going to stand true on my statement, because I feel like, apologize for what? Because I still don't believe that he did anything wrong. And I feel like the way they are dragging him through to get an apology, he did nothing. So these whole 2 paragraphs of apologies and their feelings, no. Well, so yeah, I still do feel like he folded, because I don't believe an apology was necessary, because you did absolutely nothing wrong.
So you basically like Lil Jon, just turn down for what, huh? Just turn down for what?
I mean, pretty much.
I mean, kind of.
I'm gonna give you something, right? This is something that I learned as I've gotten older as a man. This was some advice that was given to me.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, for the sake of peace, even if you didn't do something wrong, you don't apologize to say I was wrong. I apologize if I offended you, and that's what Kyrie did. I apologize for offending you.
Yeah,
I did. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I did anything wrong, but if you felt offended by what I did, I apologize.
Yeah, he chose his words very carefully. It seems like,
that's one of those things you even do in a marriage. Like, look,
yeah,
if you felt offended by what I said or how I said X, Y, and Z, then I apologize if you felt offended about that. Well, that's not just. I'm not taking back what I said.
He is apologizing for freedom of speech. And let's be honest, the NBA commissioner is driving this point home, because
absolutely,
he was given 3 chances and he failed 3 times to say, I'm sorry.
Well,
I agree.
Hold on, we gonna get to the point where Charles Barkley, and we have that clip on Inside the NBA. But I'm not sure if this point is on that clip, but I'm sure y'all probably seen it by now. He makes the point, and he says that, Adam Silver, he's Jewish, and you can't take $40 million of Adam Silver's money. Like, you couldn't take $40 million of my money, then start posting something that offends me. And now watch this. Watch this now. I agree with Charles Barkley when he says, you can't take my money, then be saying, you can't bite the hand that feeds you, basically, right? But here's where I disagree at, and here's the problem. Is the hand of the NBA or the hand of Adam Silver feeding the people like Kyrie, or is Kyrie feeding the NBA or Adam Silver? Because I would tell you this, not one person, hold on, Richie, 1 second, not one person, if those players stop playing, it won't be one damn person to spend 10 cents to show up to see Adam Silver. Not one.
Facts.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing with Leor. That's the exact same thing with Leor.
Most people couldn't even pick him out of a lineup.
Yeah.
Nope, not at all. Hey, ain't nobody going to see Adam Silver cross up nobody, get to the rack, man, do none of the stuff he does where everybody's like, that's amazing. Like, nobody's saying he's a great talent.
Pen stroke he just did. That was fabulous.
And when do we stop compromising? It's like, it's always us who have to compromise to make everybody else feel comfortable. You never see this much outrage when anything is done to us, but for whatever reason, Kyrie has to bend over backwards because he posted a documentary and he has to say sorry. You can miss me with it.
I have a question. Yeah. So, everybody here familiar with the WWE, Vince McMahon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a clip, and I don't have this clip, but you guys can YouTube it. There's a clip of him talking to John Cena. All right, one of his biggest names in wrestling. And he's talking to John Cena. He's Cena standing there, and he's like trying to be funny and do this hip thing and dap up John Silver, and he was like, "Yeah, that's what it is, my nigga." And he says it right there on camera in front of millions of people. How did anybody? Did we hear about this?
We did.
Nobody heard about this at all, right?
I did just now. That was today years old when I heard that he said, "My nigga," like, dang,
yeah,
I'm just dang.
You can look this up. He said this like clear as day. Oh yeah, then my bleep and walked off, and then John Cena had the look on his face like, did he just say that?
Did he just, yeah.
Almost as if, now, sometimes they say things that's not on the script. And that kind of felt like that wasn't on the script, right? Mm-hmm. And, but the point is that he said it, right? Now, this is a billionaire. If y'all don't know, McMahon got that bread. Mm-hmm. This is one of the biggest companies. I think it's publicly traded. One of the biggest companies. It's huge, right? So WWE is like, it's worldwide. Made the comment of using the word, but you know what they're going to say? Oh, you guys use it all the time. Okay, all right, I got you. We use it all the time. So what do we say about the rabbis? What do we say about, again, people that are not black people, white people and everybody else, even Jewish people, because we have those clips as well. We don't have them tonight, but, we have those clips, but you can go and Google this, or you can go YouTube it. These are on YouTube. What do we say when they say the same thing that Kyrie said? When they say the same thing that Kanye said? Why can't we say, well, wait, you guys said the same thing, so why is such a problem? But if somebody uses the N-word, the first run to is, well, you guys use it all the time. If you want other people to stop saying it, then you got to stop saying it. Well, then if they want us to stop believing it or saying it, then so should they. Am I wrong?
Right.
It's that simple.
That's facts. I
mean, just watch South Park. All you gotta do is see Cartman say all the time, what he says to his homie. Was it Kyle? The one that's supposed to be a Jew, you know what I'm saying? He always, and I ain't gonna say the word, but y'all get what I'm saying. He's always saying stuff every time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think it's just a lot of fake outrage. People are fake mad. I really think it's just another chance for them to put us in our place and let these players know you don't speak out of turn, you don't speak against us, and you bow when we say bow. Because I think it's ironic that, what is it, Brett Favre, is it Favre? Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, Brett
has
Favre.
Stole millions of welfare money from Mississippi and crickets. But we're upset because Kyrie posted a documentary. Absolutely.
Brett Favre got like 1/1,000,000th of the time on ESPN that Michael Vick got for the dogfight. But I'm asleep.
But crickets. Wait though, since we're on that level, and they're mad and they're trying to be anti. No. We're pointing out the unequal road that we're traveling. We're pointing out that we have potholes. We're pointing out that we actually have holes, that there's barbed wire fence, there's fence, there's all type of stuff that we got to jump over to travel down our road, while the other road of our counterparts are smoothly paving, is what we're doing. So since we're talking on that level, we see that a lot. The Ray Rice situation, he got into a fight. He hit his wife, I think it was, in a girlfriend in the elevator. It was on camera. Okay, cool. They got rid of him quickly. Now, the guy from Seattle, I don't know his name, the white guy from Seattle who beat his girlfriend so fiercely, he left her for dead. We heard about it, maybe. Look, y'all, a couple of y'all looking like when that happened.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Like one time.
When she woke up and he was like, dang, I thought you were dead.
I thought you were dead. We barely heard about that. They hardly got no play. Michael Vick, he went and did dog fighting, served his time, made donations when he got out, did all his charitable work trying to repair his reputation. But yet, crowds of people,
they still dogged him.
They still follow him to every game. He goes to Pittsburgh. He's playing behind Ben Roethlisberger, who...
Ben Roethlisberger? I mean...
Yeah, basically. But guess what, though, Rick? No one's showing up to the game talking about the rape allegations and the rape charges of Ben Roethlisberger. They're showing up to the game talking about the dog fighting that happened with Michael Vick 5-10 years ago. He shouldn't be in the NFL. Oh, yeah, but so this is the uneven road that we're traveling down, right? So now we got Kyrie saying what he said, Kanye saying what he said. Oh, it was anti-Semitic. It's not anti-Semitic because We're not attacking you. Listen, if anybody come across this video, understand this. We're not attacking you. We're just simply saying we also are Semitic. We also are Shemitic. We come from the line of Shem. There's more than one group of people that came from that lineage. There was a lot of people that came from that lineage. And again, like I was saying last time, I'm going to give the mic up, my land my plane. But like I was saying on the last show, and if you guys have not seen that last show, make sure you go back and check it out. Like I was saying on the last show, it's like, stop pretending like we woke up or they woke up this morning, looked up in the pretty blue sky and just pulled this idea out of their imagination as if there's not books and documentation and all type of evidence on what's being said. And last thing, all of this information did not come from Black people. This information that we keep referencing came from Jewish people, white people, and a lot of other people, Asian people. And they're saying these things like, hey, we know factually because of this, this, and this. Like the book, The Black Image and the White Mind, based on research done in the 1800s. That book was written by a white male who stated that the Black people in America, hey, whoa, guess what? Kanye might not be so crazy. Kyrie might not be so crazy because based on the science and the history that we are actually doing every day, this is showing that what they're saying is a lot of evidence and facts behind this. I mean, am I crazy?
Hey, but let's just say, I mean, like you said, it's completely factual. Talking about we're the same as the ones that were slaves in Egypt, the same slaves in America. Cool, whatever. Now let's even go with this. Let's say that their claims are not true, and that the people that are of a darker complexion are not the chosen people of God. Let's say that they're not. Let's say they aren't Jews. Let's say they aren't Semitic. Okay, cool. Last time I checked, there's something called flattery. They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So why would you be mad if somebody wants to be like you and wants to walk like you and talk like you and act like you? Shouldn't that be something that you are flattered by, especially as a mature adult?
Hey, but do we not see that every day on TikTok and YouTube? And hey, don't go out and create a new dance, because guess who's going to be doing it? As a matter of fact, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Did we not see a Jewish rapper responding to to Ye? Right? Yeah, sure. And he was out there. He was rocking, and I'm like, whoa, those moves look pretty familiar, buddy. Where'd you get that from? You know, that looks pretty familiar. So we're not attacking you. It's okay. It's like we don't listen. Kanye, when he said our voices are owned, they are. And we know that they are, but it's okay. We can admit this. We can live in the reality of this world. That's why there's policies on this social media platform. That's why we say what we want to say, but we have to say it in a politically correct way, right? Because the voice, it is owned, right? So when that's stated, it's not like it's far-fetched. We're actually doing that right now. And if the voice was not being owned, then give him his 1.6 billion back. Give him all of the deals that you took from him. Give those back. All of those people who felt like, hey, I need to disassociate myself with Kanye, go back and associate yourself with this man, because the voice is not owned by anybody. He just simply exercised his First Amendment right. But as Shannon Sharp stated on what show did that? Undisputed, I think their show called First Take. One of them, Undisputed First Take. Yeah, Undisputed. As he stated, yeah, you may have freedom of speech, but your freedom comes with consequences. Why? Because someone over you has some level of ownership of what you're saying.
Right.
Well, I wanted to give a stat about that, because there was viral hip hop. I saw this clip earlier today, and he was making a very good point about the fact that Ye is they're attempting to silence him, but there has to be some truth to it, because they're attempting to silence him. But to put things in perspective, he said that Jewish people make up 2.5% of our population, while most of them identify as white, but 35% of them are on the Forbes 400 list, while blacks, he said, I'm putting this in his words, blacks make up 13.6% of the population, but we are 0.5, not even 1%, 0.5% of us make up the Forbes 400 list. So Kyrie Irving, yay or ye, as he's going by now, I think all of this is a show of power and money, because we are 35% and you are 0.5%. Because remember, money talks.
Mm-hmm.
You are 0.5%. We are going to trample you every time.
And that's powerful, because, I mean, it just, well, really just goes back to what we're saying. But, the crazy part is, enough of us exist, enough of us have money to where, like Charleston White stated, if we wanted to, did you see that clip, Daraj? Well, if we wanted to, stand up and get that, y'all seen that image of the table on your back and you stand up.
Yeah.
If we wanted to stand up, we can make a big effect. But the problem is
that. Yeah.
But who was it who stated? It was Lil Scrappy. I was actually just watching that clip, I think either this morning or yesterday. It's sad. And let's be honest. It's sad that we can know our history. And if we bring up our history, we're immediately told, requested, asked, demanded to forget our history.
Right.
But as soon as somebody like Kanye or Kyrie or somebody say something, Nick Cannon, let's go visit our history. Let's see the hurt that you're. Okay, we understand your history. We overstand your history. We really do, right?
Yeah.
So we're not talking about that. And it's okay for you to talk about it. But why is it so bad for us as a people to talk about these same things that affect us on a regular basis and still affecting us on a regular basis? With that being said, I want to lead into what Kyrie Irving said. Let's check out this clip, right? Kyrie, his response initially before the Instagram response he put out. Let's check this out really quick.
To NBA Today, I'm Malika Andrews. We start today in Brooklyn, where Kyrie Irving spoke to reporters for the first time since he and the Nets put out a lengthy statement that didn't include an explicit apology from Irving. So here's Kyrie in his entirety today.
A week of hindsight, are you sorry for the hurt that your post caused people?
I take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue. Like I said, and the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts. It's a documentary. So I take my responsibility.
It seems like Adam Silver wanted to hear the word "I apologize," or in your mind, you said, "I didn't mean to cause any harm." Were you apologizing, or did you not apologize?
I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary.
What are the specific things in the documentary that you don't believe are true and that you don't believe represent your morals?
I think some of the criticism of the Jewish faith in the community, for sure. Some points made in there that were unfortunate.
Kyrie, are you surprised that you did hurt people?
Surprised that I did hurt people?
Are you surprised that reaction and some of the things that you did hurt people?
Yeah, I think I can ask a better question. It's just, where were you when I was a kid, figuring out that 300 million of my ancestors are buried in America? Where were you guys asking those same questions when I was a kid learning about the traumatic events of my familial history and what I'm proud to come from and why I'm proud to stand here and why when I repeat myself that I'm not going to stand down, it has nothing to do with dismissing any other race or group of people. I'm just proud of my heritage and what we've been through.
So, I mean, I think he made and Ricky may be muted, I think he made a very logical point. You know, we're talking about hurt. Hurtful is me growing up in America and realizing that hundreds of millions of my ancestors, my people, were not only killed. They were tortured and slaughtered. We know. And see, here's the sad part. We know. Right now when I'm saying I'm talking about the panel. A lot of our people, and we're going to see this inside the NBA clip, and Shaquille O'Neal is one of my favorite people. I'm going to be honest with you, because that brother's a charitable brother. He is one of my favorite people, but I am highly disappointed in his choice of words or actions towards Kyrie. Because we on this panel know the history, but I'm questioning, does he really know? Because there's so many more things that's happening right now, or what happened then, that a lot of people don't know about. Like, a lot of people don't know about the things about our ancestors, the slaves, their children, their babies were tied to rope, thrown in water. Now, if they drown, they drown, but they're going to stay in the water until an alligator comes, latches onto them so they could pull the alligator out. They were gator bait. That chant, gator bait, for UF, University of Florida. Well, y'all know what I'm talking about. I may have to go back and rip that one out later. But that chant that people use a lot, that's actually our history. That happened to our ancestors here in this country, right? Also, a purse, jackets, shoes, lampshades. Our ancestors were killed and their skins were used as if they were animals.
Their hair was used as like cotton in chairs.
One of the presidents of this country took the teeth of slaves out of their mouth, snatched them out, and put it in his mouth.
George Washington.
So when we start talking about history, the only thing he's saying is, we understand or we overstand your history. But we also have a history. Why is it so bad? Are you running from the history? Like I said on the last show, we're living in a time where it's now a crime to tell the truth about history.
I mean, I thought the truth about history was George Washington chopped down a little piece of the tree and took the little wood out and put it in his mouth. Like the cartoons depicted. Ain't that what it is? Or no, my fault. I forgot. It's wrong to tell the truth about history. I completely support you. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to say this straight up. I fucks with Kyrie. Like, when he came out, that apology, man, I love it. Hey, because
I hit that a little too late.
He what?
Go ahead. I'll say I hit my censor button a little too late.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I rocks with him. Telling him, like, man, that's what's up. Hey, Kyrie, you did your thing. Because you told him, hey, I'm sorry for how you feel. I really don't apologize for what I said, what I showed. All I did was release something for the people to see. So I'm not going to apologize for that. What I apologize for, it hurt your feelings. Even really, she should be like, I apologize that you that stupid that your feelings got hurt over the truth. Hey, it looks like you need to, drink a tall glass of shut the hell up. For real.
But the thing about it now, it's about being politically correct. And I think politics have messed that up for us. We don't understand the truth anymore. I think there was a resurgence of that with Trump, and now that's gone away. We don't want to do that. We want to say nice and calming things to the American public. We don't want to hurt anybody's feeling, even if it's true.
And speaking on Trump, when he was running for office, a lot of people were emboldened to speak out. You never really, although it may have happened before, but the emergence of what we call or what we know now today as the Karens, they came out during Trump. That's what we didn't really see all that before Trump. But the beauty of it is, hey, if that's how you feel, I prefer to tell me how you truly feel. But that's us. We can take that. Like, we come from that type of rough background where, all right, the truth needs to be the truth. But now we're seeing a lot of us are veering away from that. A lot of us are veering away from that and being politically
assimilation.
Correct. Yeah,
that's what it is. Assimilation. We just joining in with everybody else. Right. It's wrong to even go with it. Well, I'm not gonna get into that because you might have some more clips, but go ahead.
No, you're right. It's assimilation. We've assimilated. And now if we bring these things up, wrong, no, and we act like, oh, these people are crazy. As a matter of fact, Tierra, you told me that you have the text messages, correct? Right. So when Kanye was talking about, they misdiagnosed me or purposely misdiagnosed me. and this was a plan just to attack my credibility because I'm speaking against the scripts that they've written for me. I won't read those scripts, and I speak freely. Therefore, we're going to medicate you, say you're crazy. And he posted proof. He has it.
Yeah. He came out and basically outed his the Hollywood trainer Harley Pasternak. And he said, this was his tweets as of yesterday. I was told that if I expose the truth of the bad business practices, everything is going to be taken from me, including my Black children. And everyone has bore witness to the public Emmett Tilling of Ye. But God has put something on my heart to not back down. And then he posted proof from Harley, who was basically trying to force him to apologize to his people because he is also Jewish, and said that if he did not, that he would have him institutionalized again, where they would medicate, his exact words were, they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to Zombieland forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same.
Now, before you keep going, here's my problem with this, right? Here's my problem. We're going to see another talk show. We're going to see some other fallout, some other outcry where they actually say, well, you guys need to get past this, and he is off and he is crazy. But the man, let me get you closer to the mic. Can you hear me? The man posted the damn receipts. He literally showed it. And again, I'm fine with you not believing what's going on or you're not agreeing with what's going on. But what I'm not fine with is you pretending like people are making the stuff up out of the clear blue sky. That's my biggest problem with this. But
well, here's the thing. It's crazy because receipts only matter when they allow it to matter. Because even with that being posted, right? The people who run the media still run the media.
Exactly.
So with all of that being said, all of the proof being put out there, all they're going to do is water it down. All they're going to do is say, this man's crazy. This man's off his rocker. We're going to go back to some old clips, take it out of context, and show you how Kanye has been tripping.
Right.
So with everything else that's been posted, unless you're it's funny because you got movies about stuff like this, like Divergent. Unless you're a divergent, a free thinker, one who's not going with the flow, you're going to, with everything that's been shown, you're still going to side with programming.
Yeah, it's such a crazy thing that we won't even take a look to see if what's being said is true or not. We're just going to go off what we heard, and then what we hear, we'll just make that factual in our brains, and so screw everything else. But these are receipts. If you guys don't know, go ahead and finish that up, Tiara. He has receipts. I'm just mind blowing to me.
Oh, yeah. He went on to say, what should be obvious by now is that I was raised to stand for my truth regardless of the consequences. So I will say this again. I was mentally misdiagnosed and nearly drugged out of my mind to make me a manageable and well-behaved celebrity.
Didn't they take that down? When we talk about media and control, didn't they strip?
I don't think they pulled it down yet. People
are
still
not
sharing
yet.
it. People
And I'm
still
actually
sharing it.
surprised. Yeah, it's actually still there. But I think a lot of it is conditioning. We have been brainwashed to just obey. And we've seen that these past couple of years. We just do what we told. We don't ask questions. We don't think for ourselves. And whoever they say cancel, we go after with pitchforks and tiki torches.
Right. Now,
it's real. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
No,
I was
right
back
say,
to you.
hey,
Hold on one second. Right
go
back
ahead,
to you. I really want people to understand what you just read. And I really hope you guys understand that what she read was not just some article that Ye was speaking on. These were text messages.
Out his own phone.
Out of the phone. Like, these are real text messages. This is a back and forth conversation that they're having. You're going to apologize, or else I'm going to stick you into the medical facility. And then boom, he goes 2016. He's in, I think it's UCLA Medical Center. They stick him in there and they drug him up and say he's crazy. This actually happened. I really, where's the horse? I need to beat him because he's dead horse. I got to beat the dead horse. This really happened. You got to beat the dead horse. Like, people really don't get it. Like, these are receipts. It's facts. This has happened. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tiara.
I was going to say, and here's the kicker, because Harley also said in the text message to Kanye, your origins might be Jewish, but nothing you say after that matters. Because say that one more time. Your origins might be Jewish.
You might be right. But
yeah, so then he goes on to say, you know, being a Jew is more than who your mother is, whatever the case may be. And then Kanye responds and says, it's my people too. And then Harley says, okay, I love that. At no point are you denying that his origin is Jewish.
Not at all.
Or that he's wrong.
Exactly. You just want him to apologize to your people.
But you need to shut the hell up. That's what he said.
Exactly.
Essentially, that's what's going on. That's cool. But the more that you say that, the more research people do, the more that they start to feel a way about Jewish people now, because it's like, well, maybe when you do look and you see all these rabbis and stuff talking about, well, maybe we did come later. Maybe we are really the converts. And you're giving people a sense of identity, which African Americans have never had in this land. So now that you're doing that, you give them a sense of identity, you give them a sense of history. Now you're giving them a sense of pride. If you give them a sense of pride, you can't push the destructive music. You can't push all the stuff that's a detriment, that's a plight to our community right now. You can't push these things because we're going to say that's not it. We know. Perfect example. And then I'm gonna land. There was a video on social media. I think it was Facebook, and it was a woman from East India or something like that. And it was a African-American woman that was trying to teach her how to twerk. That woman stopped her in her tracks, said, "No, we don't do that in my country. That's not okay to do.
I know that's right.
In public." Right? She goes, "No, I don't degrade myself doing that." But guess what? It's normal to us. I'm a grown ass woman if I do it. Right? So once you give yourself a sense of history, a sense of cultural pride, you don't allow that stuff to slide anymore. So the more that you start to learn, the more you go down this rabbit hole, the more that these people who have programmed us lose control of the programming. And that's why Kanye needs to shut the hell up, because we're going to start losing our grip. That's a problem.
They're doing everything they can to keep this quiet to the best of their ability, and they're losing grip.
You emphasize a great point. Our identity right now is hip hop.
Yes.
How are we portrayed in hip hop? If we change the mindset and say, oh no, our identity is actually a religious identity. Oh, all that goes out the window. The Bible does not talk about twerking. It does not talk about showing your body. It does not talk about being promiscuous. It does not endorse drug use. None of those things.
Well, it talks about it. It just talks down about it. Yeah.
And gang violence.
Exactly. And killing your brother and hating your neighbor.
Right.
And not resolving your disputes peacefully.
Literally everything that black culture is.
and you know,
Torah says not to do that.
Lil Scrappy said how, when referring to Kanye, because he said he supports Ye.
Oh wow.
And yeah, he said he supports Ye because he was like, you got to think about what's going on, man. It's like, he actually said what I said earlier. There's more than one tribe. So what about the other tribes? Could he not finish the other tribes? So, but the point is that he really made that stuck out in my mind was that knowing our history, even to this day, we see, and we know, like, for example, police violence. It happens against white people, black people, Hispanic people, Asian. Everybody gets everybody gets a nice chunk of that, right? But let's not turn a blind eye to the facts. It does happen to the black community more. We're not saying it don't happen to everybody. It just happens to the black community a little bit more disproportionate. And the point he was making was this: after seeing everything that happens, knowing the history, even all the way back to the plantation, when people jump on, a black man for speaking what he feel like is the truth, not only do those people jump on him, but just like even as far as back as the plantation, his own people begin to jump on him. And that brings me to the clip that we're going to play with Inside the NBA. Before we play that clip, and I'm going to read this, I'm going to get this to you, Rick, because I know you're trying to get in there. I'm going to read this real quick. I brought this out before too. Tacitus, all right? He's a Roman historian. He's a Roman senator. He lived about the time of Jesus Christ, the same time frame. Historical fact. Beat the dead horse. I got to keep doing it. Historical fact. You can look it up. Cornelius Tacitus. Now, check this out. I'm going to read this really quickly. It says, before he starts to describe the Roman siege, and I'm going to put the link to this down in the description section so you guys can go look this up for yourself. Before he starts to describe the Roman siege of Jerusalem, Roman historian Tacitus offers an account of the Jewish history. Now it says, the Jews are said to have been refugees from the island of Crete who settled in the remotest corner of Libya. Do we know where Libya is? Oh, Africa. Oh, okay. Right. Now, I'm going to scroll down to the point that I want to read. It says this. Many assure us, this is Cornelius Tacitus speaking. Many assure us that the Jews are, I lost my spot, hold on. Many assure us that the Jews are descendants from those Ethiopians who were driven by fear. Descendants of Ethiopians. How does the man, this is a white man, this is not some random crazy black guy who you may have stuck into a UCLA medical center saying this. This is a white historian or a white senator, one of the top guys in the nation at the time. He says that these people that they called the Jews, well, they look like they descended from the Ethiopians. Well, quick question. How do the Ethiopians look? Go ahead, Rick. Because this is ridiculous. This is again, we're not attacking you. We're just pointing out facts that you refuse to acknowledge. But go ahead.
That those people you mentioned got a pigment of my color or even darker. So yeah, it's crazy. And I just wanted to say, when we talk about the whole anti-Semitic thing about going against, Kyrie, it's like, how can someone say I identify? Let's say that those right now that call themselves that word. Let's say they are house cats. They are house cats, and then all of a sudden I come out and say, you know what? Hey, I'm a jaguar. You know what I'm saying? And my brothers and sisters are jaguars, and then my cousins, those are lions. So if I'm now saying that we all belong to the cat family, how can I now be anti-feline because I said I'm a cat just like those house cats? That don't make no damn sense. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's like,
I like that. That's a hell of an analogy right there. Beautiful.
And that takes me to this point. I've said this before. You nowadays in 2022, you can identify as whatever you want. If you want to identify as a dog, they got to call you by dog pronouns. Whatever you want to be called, you can be referred to as. Right. But I can't identify as a Jew. I can't do that. But we can identify as everything else. It doesn't make sense. People have to start picking a side.
And that should definitely let you know that there's something that they have to keep us from knowing. The fact that they got to make sure we can't identify something, I can identify everything else. I can be a damn can opener, but all of a sudden you mad if I want to be a Jew. It's crazy. And I'm sorry if I'm using a word, if it's bad to use the word, but come on, man.
Yeah. You can be everything but the truth nowadays.
The truth offends. The truth does offend. Let's get to this clip. This is the Inside NBA. We're running out of time. We're down to 18 minutes. This is Inside the NBA. And again, I'm going to lead off with this again. Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq. If I had to say I got a favorite person on the planet, he would be my favorite person. Why do I say that? Because from the time I've been a little kid and just watched him as I grew up, this man is the most charitable person I've ever seen. You know, this man helps everybody. It doesn't matter. He truly has a good heart. Is he folding or succumbing to the pressure that they're putting on him by you need to be politically correct, or maybe he truly feels that, you know, Kyrie was wrong. But if he does feel that, you know, I do believe it's a possibility that I don't think he knows the history that we know. I don't think he knows what Kyrie knows. And remember, you know, the genius is always viewed as an idiot while he's right here in front of you. It's not till later on and he's, you know, no longer around that, oh man, I get it now. Oh, I see it now. That happens. We could look through history and see that. And, the one thing that we learn from history is that mankind never learns from history. So it always repeats itself, right? So let's take a look at this clip. It's going to be the Inside the NBA Crew, which is a show I actually love to watch. And I don't even watch basketball really like that no more, which I won't be watching again. But even though I didn't watch basketball, I watched this show, not even for the basketball clips, because I just like their chemistry. They have fun, they joke, they laugh, and I love that chemistry. And I watched the show. But I do hope that maybe at some point, if he is just ignorant of the facts or just not seeing things clearly, that his eyes will start to see like, hey, well, maybe there's something more to this. Even if he doesn't agree down the line, I would appreciate the fact that these people start looking into what's being said versus just commenting on how they feel about what was said. Let's take it. Now, two things that stand out to me about what was said just then. Shaq is talking about the hurt that people felt, but he contradicted himself.
Hypocritically was speaking.
Right. He contradicted himself. He was being a bit of a hypocrite because at that point that he's talking about the hurt, you chose to call an adult, a grown man, an idiot in front of millions of people. And we don't know how hurtful that was to him unless we believe in the it's okay to fight fire with fire, or two wrongs do make a right. Because if you don't believe two wrongs make a right, then you should not have called him an idiot in front of millions of people. Did you reach out to him? Did you talk to him?
Actually,
did you hold on, let me give it to you. Did you talk to him? Did you do any of that? Also, the other point in what Charles Barkley was saying that about Barkley said a lot of stuff that he should have been suspended. His points were basically on the fact that Kyrie expressed himself. He posted, not even necessarily himself, he just posted something that he watched, a documentary.
I didn't put a caption on it. That's what kills me.
Right.
Like, he just posted it.
I'm gonna put a question out to you guys, and I'm land my plane. Jeff Bezos. Now, some people believe he's a Jewish. He's not. Jeff Bezos is not Jewish. So I know it was that initial thought for a lot of people. Jeff Bezos has the documentary on his platform. Exactly. One, is anybody mad at Jeff Bezos? Two, Shaq, if you ever see this clip, brother, I do love you. You're one of my favorite people. Tasha can tell you, that's my wife. She could tell you, I talk about Shaq all the time in his charitable heart. I really do, almost daily. Like, this guy's a good guy. But I can't agree with the stance you took on this one. Also, it's being reported that the movie that was the book that Kyrie posted, the movie he posted, that movie actually premiered in one of Shaquille O'Neal's theaters. The part 2 of that movie premiered in Shaq's theater.
Does that mean you agree? Should we call you into question?
Now, here's the thing about this.
Irresponsible?
I will say I don't know because he got so many businesses out there. He may not even known that particular movie premiered, but that is being reported that Ron Dalton, who I know personally, actually stated that Shaquille O'Neal, his movie premiered in Shaquille O'Neal's theater, part 2 of the movie. Ooh-wee. So that's something we have to stop and think about. And just like Shaq may not have known this or agreed with it, but that's what his business did. Likewise, Kyrie made a post that I don't agree with everything about it, but I'm just putting out this. I land my plane.
Yeah. And I was going to say, like, even how you saying that Shaq had the movie premiere, he may not have known. No, you the one that owns it. So just like Kyrie's gonna get held accountable, you should be held accountable the same way. You're talking, you should be suspended.
Very true.
And again, I don't advocate for any of our people to remove from their positions, their jobs, or be suspended. But hey, if you're gonna hold that judgment to Kyrie, you should be held to that judgment. Why aren't you taken down for what you've done? You know what I'm saying? And then you talking about all this, I can say ni hao, shalom, salam alaikum. Now you can say yes, massa. That's what you said. You saying yes, massa, please. It's not all of us. And what I'm saying is, because he's saying he got an answer for this idiot speaking. What he was really saying is, I have to now be under fire because of you. Now they're pointing the cameras at me and putting the lights on me saying, hey, do you believe like that too? Are you like that? Or are you still with us? You better be riding with us.
That is
because what he's really saying is, I don't want to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get me's in troubles. He stopped. You know what I'm saying? That's what these dudes is doing. And even Charles Barkley pretty much said the same thing when he's like, yeah, it's too late. Got to do damage control and, just suspending, because he said, well, now we got to talk about this. And Shaq said the same thing. It divides the game. For one, it has nothing to do with basketball. Two, when you talk about we got to talk about this, it's the same thing saying, I got to have this spotlight put on me and I got to clarify that I stand with Massa.
Yeah, I'm not giving him that much grace. I think what they did was cowardly. I think all the celebrities that are coming out and talking against Kyrie are cowardly because I don't know how this conversation isn't common sense, especially considering some of Shaq's ties. You can't convince me that he does not know the truth. I think the almighty dollar is what's causing them to turn their backs.
I can't debate that.
Essentially, we can definitely debate it. I think it's the dollar.
I stand with
That's
TR.
the issue. Yeah.
It's
So
like Leora.
if y'all
I got mouths.
If y'all, hey, the crowd, y'all see my co-host. They can talk, but they can't listen. I said I cannot debate that.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like I can. My bad.
All I heard was debate that.
They was ready to.
I mean, if we dig into the debate, y'all know I'm winning. I'm not going to lose. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish your debate. Finish. I'm joking. Yeah. I'm joking.
So I was disappointed in all these jellybacks. That's what I'm calling them because they don't have no spine. All these jellyback dudes coming out showing exactly where they stand and whose side they're on, and it's disappointing, especially when you look up to some of these men and you see them just cower to these people when they're clearly trying to, show you who the boss is, and y'all are just bending to them. It really boils my blood.
But does it not go back to the point where Kanye says, his voice is owned by a group of people? And if I can see people disagreeing when he says the things that he said and then nothing happened. And they were like, that would have been more convincing. Nothing happened because of what you said. But as soon as you said it, the world of that community fell on your head and they took everything from you. Next day. Is that not control? I mean, that's exactly what he said happened. They control my voice.
And then I was going to say, freedom of speech is not free. You say what I want you to say because I pay.
And even on top of that, not just free speech ain't free movement ain't free. Let's talk. I mean, and just throw in Colin Kaepernick. He just moved. He just kneeled. His movement caused him to be removed from the NFL. His movement. And then honestly, I'm kind of with with Tiara when she said as far as the players were cowardly speaking out against him. The players that sat back silently were even bigger cowards to me because they sat back and just let it ride. And nobody stood with him. We, like you said earlier, we all that bored. We're getting the game played on top of us. We could just stand up, but they all laid down in the time that we need the most.
I'll go as far as saying this. The black community, many of the black community are cowardly, and Tiara's word, jellyback. Because not only do a lot of us know the historical facts that Kanye was referencing, not only have a lot of us look at the documentation. Again, I keep beating this dead horse. Even if they don't agree, you got what we can and should agree on is the fact that we know that he's not pulling it out the thin blue air. There's facts, there's documents, there's evidence. So what happens when these things happen? Instead of us saying, you know what, you're not going to beat on Kanye. You're not about to tie him up and whip him. Give him a economic whipping you're not going to a social whipping. No, we're not standing for that anymore. We are not our ancestors. So what we are going to do, if you do that, you want to suspend Kyrie? Okay, good. I won't watch no more of your games. We won't support the NBA. Okay, you want to kick Colin Kaepernick out and don't want to give him a job because he peacefully did something? Okay, then we won't watch the NFL anymore. I tell you this, the last time I watched an NFL game, it was the last one Kaepernick played. She's right there. I got a witness right here. I do not watch the NFL. When I said I was going to, and I was a fan of the NFL, when I said I was going to stop, I stopped. Likewise with the NBA, until you do right by the people who you are falsely persecuting. I'm not watching that either. Now, will my dollars bring the NBA down or the NFL? No, of course not. But will our dollars do so? Yes. And this is the problem. And this is why I blame the black community as well, because you failed. You have failed to use the power which the Most High God is giving you. You failed to use it. And I'm gonna watch forget that. I don't care about Chase Bank doing that to Kanye or whatever. I like my account. But here's the thing, and I'm not just saying something, that's actually what somebody stated to me.
Right.
If you're at a business, and that business may have treated you okay, but yet that business has been known to be a racist business, treated you okay, you're the exception to the rule. But yet the other 20 black people that came in there, they treated them subpar, they treated them like crap. would you continue to do business with that business?
No.
Those who
some people would, a lot of people would.
Yeah, right. Those who don't care about their own people, those who don't care about the community, and we're not trying to separate us from them. What we're saying is, if you really care about what's happening, instead of being bullied, when you see those things, you're going to say, you know what? Yeah, you treated me okay, but you can't treat people like that. I'm going to stand up, because what's happening? The people who are disassociating themselves from Kanye had nothing to do with the situation. They looked at, oh, you're going to do that? Then I'm going to. We, the black community, we just don't do that. You know, and we're like, well, I got treated fairly. You're the exception to the rule. Now, here's where people go wrong. You have a rule and you have an exception to the rule. The exception to the rule does not compare to the rule itself. The exception is only a small percentage. Just because you find yourself somewhere in a small percentage, that don't mean these things are not happening. That doesn't mean it's not true. Again, at least look into what's being said before you start disowning and saying somebody's crazy and somebody's an idiot and things of that nature. Look into what this person is looking into. Don't just be like, okay, well, I heard about it and I haven't really. The people who seemingly study nothing always seemingly know everything. You study nothing, but you know everything. That's a damn shame.
And it kind of ties back in what she said earlier. Hop said jellyback. See, it's our men that's having a problem. It can't really say jellyback. I would like to say broke back mountain style, because that's what they're doing. They're getting their backs broken in by other dudes, and they scared. And that's really why we're going to stand up together, because we scared of the powers that be.
And that's basically what happens. We have 53 seconds. All right. We do want to continue on this topic, but we are running out of time. And I want to give my co-hosts, we got Rick, we got Tasha, we got Daraj, we got Tierra. I definitely want to give everybody closing words before we get out of here. The last show, if you watched it on YouTube, it got cut off at the end for whatever reason. But I'll say it again. Down below, that blue link right there, subscribe to We the People University. That is another platform that I run. That platform, I'm a former police officer, former sheriff deputy. And before I became had those careers, I was a paramedic first. And on that platform, I give out valuable information. And the saddest part about that platform is that platform is close to 100 million views. That platform has about 340,000 subscribers. That platform, the videos on that platform reach at least 100,000 per video. The highest viewed video is 2.8 million views. And that platform is actually teaching you how to defend yourself when you encounter policing, bad police, how to defend yourself, sue if you have to, teach you everything that you need to know. And again, it is the black community who is the least on that platform. All the other communities are there. They're soaking up the information. I receive hundreds of emails. Tierra can tell you, I receive hundreds of emails, and I get so many people saying, hey, this is what happened. Hey, you helped me, and things, all type of things. But we as a black community need to soak this up. So make sure you go over there, subscribe, hit the bell, make sure you turn it on for the notifications. So when these videos are posted, it shows you real life examples, what to do, what the law says. So when you find yourself in a situation, because there's a very high likelihood that you will know what to do. Also, before I pass it over to the co-host and we get out of here, special guests coming through. We have Ari Spears. Make sure you guys hit the gray bell to subscribe so you can get the notification when we interview Ari Spears. He'll be on here. Just confirmed, Dr. Boyce Watkins will be on the panel. I'm missing somebody. Lil Boosie. Still waiting for the confirmation. But we have a slew of people lined up for Inside the Nation Radio. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the gray bell, because we're going to be doing some big things over here. And as you see, we're always on the current topics and giving the insight that people refuse to look at. But let's get up out of here. Before we go, we're going to start from Rick. We're going to hit Tasha, Darash, and then Tierra. Last words before we get out of here. Go ahead, Rick. You got it.
Just want to make sure everybody know. Hey, check out Talk That Truth Radio. We'll be on Sundays, 7:00 live. So just check that out. And of course, hey, continue to support the platform, Inside Nation Radio. Hey, like I said, we have some good topics, and as you can see, you're gonna be having some nice guests on here.
Exactly. And for Tasha, she's the CFO of Receptive Concepts, master's degrees from here to here to here. I can't even name them all, but she got her degrees. Listen, the tax season is coming up. If you need a tax professional, we don't only just put the information or give you taxes and send you about your way into the next year. there's information that's going to be life changing in those in those sessions that's going to help you to not only be good for the rest of the year, but learn how to fish instead of receiving a fish. Listen, Black community, stop waiting to receive one fish at the end of every year. Stop waiting to receive one fish at the end of every year. Inside the Nation Radio, Tasha Owen, about to give it to her, Receptive Concepts, is going to teach you how to fish. So therefore, there's no more worry about, my car note or rent or this and that. There are ways, and we're definitely going to get into that. And we may get into it with Dr. Boris Watkins as well. I know he's a guru. Like, I love the guy. But go ahead, Tasha. I'm about to start talking again, and we're out of time.
Okay, so great. Thank you so much for joining us. Definitely appreciate it. I just want to leave you with a few things. Loving yourself does not mean you hate somebody else.
Yes.
Remember that. That's important. The fact that he's just saying, I love myself, does not equate to him hating you.
Right.
Also, education is key. Thank you. Education is key. So along with Receptive Concepts, just to clarify it, yes, I do have my MBA in business with a concentration in finance. Not only that, I am a licensed health and life insurance agent, variable annuity as well. I also have my series 7 and 63. So I am a licensed stockbroker as well. So I can give you a complete round idea about finance. It's not only just, let me get your W-2 and let me do some data entry. No, you come to us, you give us an opportunity. We can have a comprehensive conversation about your current financial situation, how we can help improve that for the upcoming year. When we talk about dollars mattering, or dollars matter, or being essential, it means that we spend the most with people. Dollars doesn't circulate within our community for very long. I'm going to land this really soon, I promise. For very long, normally when we have it, we need to change that.
Right.
Points made about economic welfare. This is where it starts. Financial education.
Right.
Absolutely.
Stop searching for a fish. Learn how to fish. Just stop searching. Go ahead, Daraj.
I'm unmuted. All right. I'll keep it short. You guys continue to tap in with us. Continue to gain this information that we're giving. The beautiful thing about this particular platform is that it's raw, it's uncut, it's straight to the point, and
it's also professional. Well, go ahead.
and it's also professional. But the beautiful thing is most news media platforms have a bias, have an agenda, have someone that's telling them what they can and cannot say.
Exactly.
We can tell you everything that you need to know without a bias and without worries of repercussions, worries of ramifications, because this is for the people and it's by the people. So y'all continue to tap in with us. Y'all continue to tune in. We got a number of great shows that are coming up soon. So I just want to leave y'all with that. And then also same thing that I believe it was Tasha that said it. Just because I love myself, just because I know myself, that does not mean that I hate you.
Exactly. Powerful point. Powerful point. Go ahead, Tiara.
I would just pretty much leave it with I'm disappointed with what I'm seeing this past week. Right. And I just really wish that a lot more of our people would stand for something. And stand up and defend yourself and stand on your square and defend your position. And that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to the future conversations. This is actually a lot of fun, and I'm glad that we're able to do this.
Exactly. You know, I agree with all of that from left to right. And that is a powerful statement. Just because I love me, that's not me loving me is not me hating you. I may not even know you exist. Okay. True. So me loving me is not me hating you. Let's stop the brainwashing. If I say I love me, that means I have to hate you. That's not what's going on here. But with that being said, we're going to get up out of here. Great show. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. That helps the video to circulate around, helps more people to see the video. And when you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button, you're telling YouTube that we're bringing you content that you like and that you want to see more, and therefore they'll bring it to more people and we can get this information out more. So with that being said, we're going to get up out of here. Let's roll. Catch you guys next time.
Peace.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining Inside the Nation Radio, your go-to for the latest happenings and the best discussions. Be sure to tune in next time. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.
Goodbye.